everybody to our Ayurveda talk. I am Marie and I am an Ayurvedic health practitioner. And we are going to talk today about nasal therapy. I've done this talk before, but we're going to do it because I've had to give this treatment, administer it in the last month quite a few times. And so I'm seeing a few more people needing it. So I want to bring it to everybody's attention how important this therapy is and how incredibly beneficial it is. Some of the things that it can do to help people that are dealing with nervous system stuff, it's really unbelievable. So nasal therapy in Ayurveda is called Nasya. Nasya. And when you are doing nasal therapy, you are putting oil or ghee into the nose, and it's done in a certain way. So we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on with the nose. Well, first of all, in Ayurveda, the nose is considered the gateway to the head. This is where prana enters here. So prana, remember, is your life force. It's also your breath. So it's very much impacting your energy levels. It's impacting your attitude. It's impacting your light body. It's impacting the very essence of who you are. So if you are having issues in the nose, you are blocking prana from being able to come in and feed and nourish your light body, your physical body. So it's a big deal. Nasal therapy, Nasya, is used for healing diseases and imbalances. It also strengthens and tones the throat, the neck, the head, and also your senses. Okay, remember? So your senses are your taste, your touch, your smell, your sight, and your hearing. Okay, so it's going to strengthen and tone those as well. All right, remember in Ayurveda, they're always talking about how we tend to go out of balance through our senses and you can bring them into balance. You balance through the senses. That's why I do not play music when I teach yoga because so many people are overstimulated. We're listening to too much stuff. All right, Nasya has many benefits. My camera needs to focus now. I'm right here. I'm right here. So Nasya has many benefits such as relieving stiffness in the head. So that would be a kapha issue. I wish my camera would focus. Come on. There I am. Okay. I think I need a new camera. So stiffness in the head, neck, arteries, throat, the jaw. And by the way, I want to just tell people that are dealing with TMJ, I should do a whole nother talk on this. TMJ in the West, they focus on the jaw. But a lot of times TMJ is really due to really massive stress that's being held in the body. It's a nervous system issue. We need to be dealing with the nervous system and resetting the nervous system, not focusing on the jaw where we're feeling the pain. Also, inflammation in the nasal mucous membranes, which can cause a stuffy nose and a runny nose. So you get inflammation there. That is an indication that you need to start strengthening and also doing Nasya. Sneezing, post-nasal drip, that's also part of that inflammation of the mucous membrane. Okay, so tonsillitis, the uvula-itis, cornea, vision, eyelid disorders, migraines, disorders of the neck, the shoulders, ears, nose, mouth, head, cranium, scapula in the shoulder. Additionally, it will help with facial paralysis, convulsions, goiters, pain, tingling sensations, loose teeth, tumors, a hoarse voice. So if your voice is getting weak, you need to do Nasya. Speech disorders, all nervous system, vata, air, ether disorders of the mind. So what are the vata disorders of the mind? That's going to be fear, anxiety, and you're going to have all of that type of anxiousness happening, doubt. Okay, so scatteredness, Also, it's going to help with the head, neck, and throat of vata stuff. Also great for kapha stagnation. So Nasya is going to help all the doshas. For kapha, it's going to help with that stiffness, numbness, and heaviness. So if you're feeling stiff and heavy and numb, that's kapha showing up. So Nasya even helps that. Okay, now also pacifies pitta, fire element, and that's heat disorders such as internal bleeding, bloody nose, and other pitta head and neck problems. Remember, pitta is going to be heat. That means there's inflammation, burning sensation. You're going to be experiencing that. Okay, now, I typically default to ghee unless I'm dealing with kapha. But I typically, for vata and pitta, I always just default to ghee. Because ghee, is going to move into the tissues the deepest because it metabolizes sweet. So ghee or oil for Nasya increases the deficiency in oily matter of the brain. So if there's depletion going on in the brain, it's going to help that. Also reduces feelings like emptiness and void, tones the nerves and the muscles in the neck and the shoulders and the chest. Again, improves eyesight, also helps with balding, premature graying, again, loose teeth, ear aches, cataracts, dry mouth, nose disorders, loss of voice, nervous system, vata disorders, wrinkles. And for that, we're using ghee, you would want to do, for vata pitta people, 6 to 8 drops in each nostril. Okay, the normal usage is 3 drops. Now, I'm not encouraging you to do this. You need to consult with your practitioner or your Ayurvedic doctor. So application, let me just tell you, this is important. Everything in Ayurveda needs to be done a certain way because you're always dealing with the elements. You could easily take things out of balance if you do them at the wrong time of the day. So application is always done before meals, and you do kapha during kapha time, pitta during pitta time, and vata during vata time. If you don't know what those times are, kapha time is in the morning, pitta time is in the middle of the day, and vata time is late afternoon, early evening. Okay, when not to do Nasya, nasal therapy, when you are thirsty, after a meal or fast, just before bathing or after bathing, that means right after. If you have during pregnancy and the last few months especially, during menstruation, after an asthma attack or difficulty with breathing, colds and coughs. Do not do Nasya after you oleate. Remember, oleate, that's your daily oiling. So you don't do that. You don't also do it after purgation, any kind of purging. After a basti, that's an oil enema. After sex, after drinking too much water or alcohol. You also don't do it on a sunless day. You also don't do it when you have the inflammation of the mucous membranes. You also don't do it when you're experiencing certain emotions like anger, grief, fatigue, excited, or suppressing natural urges. What are your natural urges? You go to the bathroom when you need to go. You sneeze when you need to sneeze. Those are all your natural urges. You yawn when you need to yawn. You sleep when you need to sleep. You eat when you're hungry. Those are natural urges. If you're suppressing those, a lot of people do, you're actually really messing up your physiology by doing that. So that can also be a problem. And you also don't do it during bad weather. It's not used for children under 7 or the elderly over 80. You also do not use it when you are weak, if you have headworms, or when your doshas, your elements that translate into the doshas, are extremely, excessively out of balance. And I don't mean depleted, I mean excess. They're greatly in excess. So you have too much kapha, too much pitta, too much vata. So if you have too much of that, you would also not. You'd have to do some panchakarma first before you could do Nasya. Okay, so that's our talk on nasal therapy. It's so great. I do nasal therapy. I also do ear on a regular basis because I have a lot of vata going on. So it really stabilizes the vata in the body and helps my nervous system to be calm. Okay, so if you're not really sure about this, reach out to me. I want to support you in that. It's a fantastic therapy. I wish more people knew about it because it's so simple.